Hi guys, good evening. So people will keep on joining. Let's start. Otherwise, we'll get late. In starting the session. So before we start the session, let me tell you some of the ground rules of this webinar. You all are on mute mode during the session, and you will be unmuted for the question answer round after the session. In case somebody want to ask any question in between of the session, you have the option of typing your question in the chat window. So this webinar is being recorded and we will be, sharing the recording with you all for the future reference. We'll be uploading the same recording on our YouTube channel and we'll provide you the link of our YouTube channel over the chat window. And you can, subscribe to our YouTube channel and access the recording out there. So we'll be uploading this recording within 48 hours of time frame. Yeah. So hi, my name is Rishika and I am the marketing consultant of DevLabs Alliance. Now I'll move to the next slide to give you a quick introduction about our company. I'll not take much of your time, like who we are and what we do. I'll just quickly explain about it. So DevLabs Alliance is the leading provider of technical training and consulting services. So when I say technical training, here I'll name some of our top trending trainings and workshops. SDET and automation, robotic process automation, data science and machine learning, DevOps, blockchain, performance testing, and soft skills also. We have presence across various continents, Asia, Canada, and USA also. We are having very rich pool of IT professionals, consultants, and advisors in the respective segments. For more information, you can, visit our website. I'll, just quickly gone through the, overview of what we were doing. So coming to the next slide, why you should choose us. Hmm. So first of all, the practical workshops with zero theory. Our sessions are completely hands-on with use cases and assignment oriented. This is the greatest USP we have. We have limited batch size so that you get the focused attention. So our trainers put the focused attention on each and every individual because of the small batch sizes we have. Our trainers are subject matter experts and have real-time industry experience. And the fourth one, last and not the least, our latest course curriculum, which is designed as per the industry standard. Now, coming to the slide, wherein we have, something for those people who want to enroll for the course today itself. So we'll be providing these links to you over the chat window. We are offering 10% instant discount on the course fees, which is, available on the website. That is already a discounted fees, but for the webinar attendees, we are again, giving you 10% instant discount, and this is valid only for today and tomorrow. So you have the time to decide by tomorrow, and you can, avail this discount by tomorrow. And this 10% instant discount can be applied by putting this link on the, whenever you're ordering it, you can put this link over there. I'm sharing this link over the chat window with you guys. So now a very quick introduction about the trainer. So our trainers are real-time industry experts and are having very good, rich pool of experience of somewhere close to around 5 years plus and 10 years plus. So we'll be, I'll not take much of your time, and now I'll hand it over to Mithun. Mithun, over to you now.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I'm audible, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine. So I can start sharing my screen.
So yeah, you can share the
Okay.
screen.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Screen, right? Let me know once you can see my screen.
Sure. Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. Hello everyone. Uh, I think good evening, good morning if someone is joining from outside India. This is Mithun. I have close to 14 years experience in IT. Okay, so from beginning of my life, I mean career, I mean like automation testing. I handle many like training classes for web automation, API automation, mobile automation, uh, and also currently I'm in a real-time project also in one industry. So coming to the like our this particular content, I mean the course where you'd be interesting, that is that how to automate APIs, right? API automation. So from my experience, I can say that nowadays like web automation is definitely kind of a hot cake in the market, but API automation is more hot cake in the market. Okay, so if you know API automation, kind of I can say it's kind of a rare skill, okay, niche skill in the market. So like people can say that yeah, we know like API manual testing, but if you say that I like API automation tester, I'm a API automation tester, then you are much more valuable in the in today's industry. Mobile automation, I'm not talking about. Mobile automation is more niche skill definitely, but compared to web automation, API automation is more niche skill. Okay, so here I have written a few like content, like what is API, like I think you can chat something, right? If I ask like you all of you are mute, right? So anyways, let me pain points. Okay, so first we go through the slides, then in the real time I'll show you. I'll ask question. Okay, so that will help. So what is API? Pain points of manual API testing. Then we'll explain advantages of automation testing, introduction to API automation testing. So we'll go one by one. Okay, so this slide. So what is API? This is just kind of definition. API stands for application programming interface, but briefly an API consists of set of rules describing how one application can interact with other application and how the mechanism that allows such interaction to happen. So let me give an example, like theoretical things. Okay, it is fine, but let me give an example. Let's say you are going to place an order in amazon.com. So everybody knows Amazon, right? So let's say you want to purchase a mobile through amazon.com. So here exactly where API plays an important role, right? That is the main thing. So this is what we need to understand, that where API plays an important role. And there are different kind of like calls which happens during the API, like get call, post call, put call, delete call. So like this, like the API interaction, it happens like database and the front end. So we are accessing the amazon.com, right? You are accessing, I'm accessing. It can be accessible, we can access it through, let's say, mobile app, or I can access it from my Mac machine, someone can access from Windows machine, Amazon application, and we can place an order, right? So here you can understand that there are different software and there are different variation. So someone is placing an order from iPhone app, I am placing an order from, let's say, Chrome browser, Windows machine, and there is one more person placing an order from, let's say, Android Chrome browser. So all these are different platforms, right? Now it is not possible for Amazon, for different companies and different architecture, to create their own like mechanism, right? So that is what they have designed. They have designed one unique like content that in API that is there. Now all these, like let's say like mobile, or it's a Mac machine, or it's a Windows machine, they have to use that particular it can be in the form of either XML file or JSON file. How they interact with the application, they use it, and based on that all the transaction it happens. So like let's say when I place the order, right, in Amazon, I am clicking on the final submit button. So it is kind of a post call. So I'm doing a post call, and based on that, and it is giving me a response that your order is placed successful, and let's say this is the order number. Okay, just giving an example so that you can understand it in a better way compared to this theoretical. So that is why that it is kind of mm, one more example I can say. Let's say I'm going to a like restaurant, okay, and there are waiters, right? So who receives the menus, that what you want, what you want to eat, right? So they first note it down it, right? Then they go to the, let's say, kitchen, and the cook the information that this table, this one, they want this kind of orders, right? So then they prepare it, right? So here, like front end, so front end is myself who is giving the order. Okay, front end is whether you, like when you are also going to the restaurant, you are the front end. Now API, who is the API here? Here API is the waiter, so who is taking the order and going to the kitchen. Okay, and in the they are the APIs. Now in the kitchen, the people who are preparing the cook, right? So that is kind of, we can say it's a database. So there all the information it is getting saved, and based on that some response it is coming, right? Now the response once it is coming, so the waiter are only the bringing the like foods, and they are serving in the tables, right? So that is why this is the middle layer. So middle layer is something we are going to learn in the form of either definitely like manual, if you know manual, and mostly here most of the part it will be treated as a like automation. So API is like we need to understand that it's nothing but it's a middle layer, okay, who talks to the front end and get the information, go back to the backend in the database, and from database whichever like information it is collecting, based on that again it will come back, and in the front end it will display. Okay, so that is how it works. Main pain point of manual API testing. So there are definitely like I can say that kind of the main, like from my experience, I can say the main is the maintenance and the time consumption. Okay, so let's say there are 20 test cases. I am sure that if you know the manual test cases, there are 20 test cases. If you manually test it, right, through like let's say Postman or Swagger, right? If you test it manually, if it is taking 1 hour, just I'm giving an example, through automation it can take hardly 5 minutes, not more than that. So because it is not UI automation, right? That it will launch the Chrome browser, do these different kind of navigation. No, it's that's just like a fraction of like a minute it can execute something and it can give you the result. Okay, so this is so fast. Okay, if you do the automation of the API URLs. Yeah, now that is why time consuming. So if you go for the manual, then it will take a lot of time, repeat work definitely. Now I'm just talking about let's say you are into a very big banking application you are working, right? So there it is, I'm just saying that 20 services you are testing. No, it will be let's say 200 services you are testing. So manually try to understand 200 manual test cases. If you have to, let's say, test on a weekly basis, or let's say monthly basis, so it can take huge amount of time, right? So that can reduce if you can automate all those, right? TDS and boarding, definitely same, get, post, put, and do those calls again. Just click on the button, okay, and capture the response and display to the management and all. Okay, so it's definitely TDS and boarding. Requires all tester, yeah, definitely. So whenever multiple, let's say 200 test cases, many people are automating, right? In that case, sorry, 1% for 1%, 200 test cases cannot be automated, right? So we need multiple testers who can test it, and like that is why we need many testers for that. High risk of error. So manually, I would say that definitely there is a chance that you can there can be any an error. Okay, but in automation, it's a like kind of robot, right? Okay, so it can never do kind of until unless server is down, or let's say there is some problem. Until unless it happens, definitely there won't be any error if you do automation. Okay, manual creation of log, yeah, definitely. So whenever you have the like reporting, right, screenshot and logs, all those things you have to capture in a, let's say, Google Docs or any customer given documents, right? It takes a lot of time. So that is what it says. Why automation? So definitely these are all kind of common pointers that reliable. Definitely it's a reliable, right? So test perform precisely and same operations each time, right? Each time, each cycle, if you do, so it's definitely reliable. Repeatable. So yeah, repeatable means why? Because There are many projects where, let's say, the 200, I'm just giving an example, the services in every 15 days or 1 month they are doing the repetitive service testing, right? So those can be if you automate, right, so we can reduce it. Comprehensive ability to build, yeah, so definitely in a systematic manner we can able to build a suit, right? And that suit, let's say, out of 200 test cases, this 50 I want to we have to execute for smoke, not 200 required for smoke. And this let's say 150 test cases we can automate for regression or end to end. Based on that we can able to design it, right? Definitely better quality software. So once you automate it, the very fast you can able to so kind of, I can say, I don't know whether you heard this term, shift left testing model. So shift left testing model is something like, so nowadays, let's say a very big application JPMC application or any Bank of America application. So UI basis, like if you want to test it, right, it will take a lot of time. Think about Amazon.com. How many products they have, how many links they have, how many like navigations they can have in UI. So that will take huge and in Amazon every time they are changing the products, right? Today this mobile model is there, tomorrow something new is coming. So every like 1 hour they are changing their products. So what type of testing is required in that application? So what exactly they do? So definitely in UI, I use it, but I never found any kind of defect in this application, because definitely very good testers are there. But what these big companies they do shift left kind of automation. So shift left means 80% testing I'll do in API layer itself, so remaining 20% I leave it for UI, because UI takes a lot of time. Okay, so that is why nowadays all companies they are mainly focusing on API automation. So in API, at least I can assure that, okay, so my all happy path and all of my internal APIs are working fine. So UI standpoint, definitely there can be some distraction in terms of, let's say, scroll bar, this that can happen, but it won't block their business. Okay, it won't block their business. So that is why shift left model it is going on in entire IT industry. And people are following kind of API automation. Okay, it is really important nowadays. Reusable, definitely. If if 200 test cases are automated, reuse it every time. Okay, in every cycle just reuse it. Programmable, definitely. So it is kind of Java programming or Python programming, any programming language you can use it. Fast, as I said, like 200 API automation if you do manually, let's say 5 people are working, at least I can say that 2 3 days, right? But this 200, even one person can finish it in 2 hours. So this much of fast it is. Okay, cost reduction, so you can understand that 5 people and one person and just 1 hour or 2 hours. But definitely when we are automating it, right, that time we need some people. But once automation is done and we have less kind of maintenance at that point of time, we don't need that much of like resource, and customer can reduce the resource, right? So cost reduction, that is why. How API is linked. So this is what I was trying to understand in the first slide. So database layer, business layer, and presentation layer. So the presentation layer is user interface, the Amazon.com which you are seeing in the app, the Amazon.com which I am seeing in my Mac machine. So this is kind of presentation layer, the UI layer, front end layer, and the database layer, right? So business layer is the application user interface. So this is the API, the middle block. Okay, so this is what we are testing it. Okay, so here the API plays an important role. If you automate it, definitely from business standpoint, it can reduce a lot of cost of your customer. So if you are working in any company, so definitely it will reduce the cost. Now, API test automation tools. Yes. So there are many automation tools which is present. So Postman, like we can say, it is not pure automation. Okay, but we can do a lot of automation in Postman also. Okay, so but it is mainly for manual we use it. Soap UI, I also have used it, but I don't see that kind of user friendly. But Postman is definitely very good tool, I would say. Rest assured, there is no UI for rest assured. We cannot say so. Postman is a tool. So which one we can say tool and which one we cannot say as a tool? Rest assured is not a tool. We cannot say and go to someone, okay, I learned rest assured tool. No. So tools should have some user interface. Postman is having some user interface, right? Postman, you can open Postman, but you cannot open rest assured. So SOAP UI you can open it, but rest assured you cannot open. So Karate is also similar to that. Karate is not a tool actually. So okay, Karate is also very good. I used it. Apache JMeter, it's a tool, very nice tool. You can open it. Okay, Tricentis Tosca. So currently I'm working in Tricentis Tosca. It is also very good tool, but the main problem of Tricentis Tosca is that customer like it because no coding is required, but from personal career standpoint it is zero. Okay, so if someone use Tricentis Tosca, then definitely after 5 years he will be expertise in Tricentis Tosca, but he will be zero in the market. No knowledge, like because we are not learning coding, but rest assured is something where definitely you are learning coding, you are learning Java. Okay, so that is the main. Test project, I never have used it as a table. Swagger, definitely Swagger is very good tool, so all developers they use it. API for trace also I never use it, but rest of the like SOAP I used it. Postman. So Karate is also very good, but it's a licensed. Okay, Karate is also licensed. Rest assured is free. More or less, licensed Tosca is very expensive. Okay, so it depends on the customer where they want it. So we need to understand language Java. We need to understand the like what to say, libraries. So rest assured is not a tool, but better we can say it's a library kind of. Okay, so mm, we need to understand library, we need to understand the framework. Like in this course content we'll be going through, let's say, Cucumber framework. We'll be understanding the TestNG framework. So once we have the like course content, that time definitely I'll be exploring it. So here REST assured framework architecture. So this architecture you can see that it is based on the TestNG. Okay, it is based on the TestNG. So API test. So here all the kind of like services we are hitting in terms of, let's say, get call, post call, put call, delete call, patch call. So there are different types of calls we have it. Okay, so definitely DB validation also parallelly we are doing it. Certificates, Excel data config files. So here we can keep the test data. Okay, so what credit card information we needed to perform one API service, right? So, or let's say what credential we needed. So those kind of data we can keep it either in config file, Excel sheet. So that kind of interaction we have it. Now TestNG we have written because here we are using TestNG framework. That is why we have written it. Okay, test result is linked up, right? So once we have the execution done, then definitely in the test result we can see that which are all test cases are pass fail. Then log files, definitely we can generate the log files where if like all the logs we can able to track it in the inside the log files. Kind of I can give an example, log for J. Now Jenkins, I'm sure that all of you have heard this term Jenkins. It's a CI/CD tool. So here we can configure the our all the test cases. It will automatically run it. So based on the time frame or based on the dev builds, there are many integration that can happen. So based on that it will execute and it will publish the report, right? So this is what it happens in the rest assured framework architecture. So multiple test one, test two, test three, all these are it either. So test engine, right? So if you are doing parallel execution, so multiple APIs can be tested same time. So even we can reduce more time if we use the test ng. So using parallel execution, we can reduce more time, right? So this is what kind of framework architecture. Then benefits, definitely one of the open source. So main point is the open source. Okay, so API I can give. So the one example, there are mainly two different types of APIs which is present in the market. One is SOAP, another is the REST. So when the actual our training will happen, that time I will understand what is SOAP, what is REST. But both are almost same. I would say one is older, almost same in terms of functionality wise. Okay, both are almost same in terms of functionality wise, but like SOAP is the older model and REST is the new model. Okay, there is nothing like Windows 98 was there, but Windows 10 is also there, right? So Windows 98 it is kind of SOAP, and Windows 10 or Windows 11 it is kind of REST. Okay, but functionality that time also, we could able to play video game, we could able to do something in the system. Today also we can able to do it, yeah, but definitely it's much better, faster. Okay, there are a lot of new features compared to Windows 98, right? So this is what it's all about. Yeah, so here in this slide mainly that open source tool, right? So tool, it's a wrong term, but still we are just for a namesake or like presentation purpose we have written, but it's a library, rest assured. Now supports multiple yeah, definitely. So I like, if you are using Windows machine, it runs in Windows. I use Mac machine, so it runs in the Mac machine. So different platform supports. It provides capability. Okay, so different types of framework we can easily able to integrate it, and we can get lot of like block supports. Okay, so there are many tools, right, which is open source tool, it is available for API testing. If you choose Python, right, so Python there is a request kind of library. Okay, request. So through Python request we can automate, but the problem is that you cannot get much blogger support. Okay, blog supports, let's say you are stuck in some area, you don't know how to come out of it, or you don't know some solution. Like I can give an example, Selenium. Why Selenium is very very popular nowadays for web automation? Because of the support, because of the community. Any problem, let's say initially like Chrome browser 116 was having a big issue with Selenium, but in YouTube or in, let's say, in Google Blocks, you can see, or Stack Overflow, you can find that there are many supports. People are saying that okay, if you follow these three steps, it will run in let's say Chrome browser 116. Just give you an example. So this support is required definitely. If you think that okay, I have this tool, until unless it is paid. If it is a paid, then it has a lot of power, because that is why we are paying for it, right? Let's say let Tricentis Tosca, it's an expensive tool, we are paying for that. So they have rich library, they have rich support. But open source plus community support, that is different, right? So that is what just saying. Okay, we can integrate latest reporting tool. So I don't know whether you heard the term for different type of like latest reporting, right? So those reporting also Alio report, right? You heard it, Alio report. So kind of this type of report you can easily integrate. uh, it is not kind of directly we are integrating with the like rest assured, but we are mainly integrating with the framework, like whether it's a test ng or rest assured, something like that. Yes, so this is very very important. Why Java? So definitely, so here there kind of, I can say, kind of drawbacks of rest assured, that it is totally Java library dependent. Like compared to there are other tools which has multiple language support, right? So it can, like let's say Selenium, right, it runs in Java, it runs in Python, it runs in Ruby, C Sharp. Okay, so JavaScript. But when we talk about the rest assured, so this library only works on Java platform, so we cannot run it through like Python or any other language. Now, what is the problem? So, what is the problem? Right? The problem is, let's say you are working in a project or model where the developers, they are developing the application using Python. Okay, and in the project, uh, the the main concern of the management is that whichever coding the testers are building on top of any API automation, the Python, the developer should review it. Now you are developing your code in Java, but your developers, they know only Python. That is the problem, right? Because they cannot review or your code, definitely customer will not accept it. So that is why if any particular, let's say rest assured, if it has support in with multiple multiple like language, right? If it works, then it's much better. So there we have something kind of drawbacks, I would say, for rest assured. Otherwise everything is fine. But definitely, why Java? Because today I need a resource in my project. I want a resource from the market. Definitely I can get hundreds of profile on Java, but if I ask for Ruby or Python, it will be maximum 5 to 10 people, right? So that is why there is definitely always a extra added advantage if you know Java, because Java has very good open market, right? For you, for me, for any candidate. So that also kind of help if you know Java. So here I don't know the people who are attending this webinar, uh, like what kind of like programming skills you have, but if definitely you have to be good in Java, not very good, at least class object interface basic understanding you should know. Otherwise, without knowing programming language or coding, understanding rest assured, it will be difficult. Okay, so it is like how to parse one JSON file, how to parse one XML file, how to read one JSON file, how to read one Excel file. For that we definitely need kind of Java knowledge. Definitely in our course curriculum we have very good Java content. So if you go through it, or if you take the course properly for Java, so you can able to have good knowledge. Okay, open source, then it has vast library support, so user friendly, definitely dynamic data language, object oriented, so everything is oops concept that we need to understand. So mm, common language, common platform, everybody want to learn it. So Java demo. Okay, so here I want to ask some question. So uh, where is the chat section? Okay, let me open google.com. Okay, caps log is on. Okay, uh i- in the, okay, how can I open chat? Okay, so I opened. So in chat section,
Mithun, if you want, I can, unmute these people to, answer your queries.
no, no, fine. So
Okay, okay,
yeah, so in chat, let
right.
them type in the chat. So let's say
Okay.
you saw, right, that I'm opening Google application, right? So can anyone please tell me exactly from API standpoint what I'm doing, so that it definitely will get some interest. From API standpoint, exactly what I'm doing. I'm opening Google application in Chrome browser. Can you type in the chat section? Yeah, definitely correct, Eric. Yeah, base URI, calling the Google URL. No. So get request. Yeah, Eric is correct actually. Yeah, you are also correct. What is his name? Javier. Yeah. So definitely it's a get request. Okay, so I asked this question to even 8 years experience, 7 years experience, 10 years experience candidate. Okay, during my interview, so I take a lot of interviews also, that let's say I'm opening Google application, exactly what I'm doing. So I get the answer that you are opening Google application, so the Google page will open. That is that kind of answer. Always I get it. But definitely when you are technical, right? So think from technical standpoint. So I'm opening Facebook application, that doesn't mean that exactly it's a kind of it will open the Facebook page. From technical standpoint, exactly what I'm doing or we are doing. So here you can see that I'm opening Google application, right? So if you inspect it, and if you go to network tab, right, So here you can exactly understand what exactly it happens. Okay, just a minute here. So if I refresh the page, right? So I'm refreshing the page. Okay, so this is what actually we are doing. So this is the Google URL, right? So now if I drag it up, so someone, so Eric says, right, that we are hitting a get call. So where it is written here, it is written. Okay, it is not like someone is saying or talking, because of that it happens. It has to happen in the real time. So this is what it happens in the real time. So here you can see that request method, right? It's a get call that we are doing. So the page opens successfully. You can see here the page opens successfully, right? So you can see the Google search, I'm feeling lucky. So it is open successfully. And because of that, here you can see that status code. So status code is 200, means your get call is pass, it is success. If it is not success, you will see something, some 404. There are many errors which is there, right? So those things you can see. So this is very basics. Okay, very basics of API, that just start from Google. That if I launch Google application, exactly what I'm doing. So exactly we are hitting a get call, and if the status is success, now this is called the, in the header it happens. So this is something request what we are doing. So here you can see the response tab, right? So here, so if you click on the response tab, so this is one, this is what, nothing but one HTML page. See, HTML page. Now in the UI, what you are seeing, one HTML page, right? So this is entire one HTML page. So in the response, you are seeing the one entire HTML page. So this page only you are seeing in the UI. That is why it's a string type, it returns. Okay, but any string, if you save it, let's say we have a notepad, right? And in the notepad, so this entire code, if I copy and paste it in a notepad, and if I save the notepad as, so, any name .html, so it will open this Google page. This exactly this Google page it will open. So this is what, it's a very basics. Okay, the concept of API. Okay, from manual standpoint. Now okay, so let me check whether, okay, so clear the concept which I explained here for Google, exactly from technical standpoint. If I launch Google, exactly what we are doing, understandable, right? Can you type in the chat section? Okay, okay, great. Okay, so I don't take much time here. So let's say now automation. So let me, I already have opened one, this is what I can, for this kind of open source. Okay, so anyone can use it for their practice purpose. So pet store. Okay, so let's say there is a shop, or a very big kind of like chain business, they runs it. So they sell different kind of pets, right? So in that application, they have all this kind of different like request. Okay, post call, get call, um, same URL, anyone can able to access it. Okay, so pet ID. Okay, so just giving an example, that slash pet ID. So I'm giving any pet ID, let's say, just giving an example. Then in automation, I'll show you that how exactly it works. Okay, now pet ID, I'm giving any random number, let's say 299, and execute. Here you can see 404. So there 404 means something. See, response status 404. Here you can see some error. Pet not found. So what do you mean by pet not found? Pet not found means there is no pet which is available in the database whose ID is 299. That is what it is trying to say. Pet ID, right? So when I'm giving any number 299, okay, and when I'm executing it, it says that there is no pet found with ID 299. Correct? Now, how all these applications are interrelated, let me give you an example. So in automation, so let's say create pet, I'm just giving an example. So no need to understand all this, because it is not easy to understand right now. But after the course, definitely during the course you can able to understand it. Okay, so 299. I'm giving the same number and I'm giving some, let's say, horse, HORS. So this is the pet name and this is the pet ID, right? Now I'm running this program. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I'm creating a pet. I'm creating a pet with whose ID is 299. Now running it. Yeah. So here you can see it is a green, right? So the test is passed and pet is created. Okay, and the pet ID is 299. So as of now, what we have seen? So we have seen that here 299, it was giving an error, right? Because no pet found with ID 299. Now execute it. I'm executing it. So what it is saying? 299 and status code is 200, right? What is the pet name? Horse. So how it is coming here? I did my pet creation in IntelliJ, right? So IntelliJ or Eclipse both are kind of same editor, right? So here I'm creating the pet, but immediately the reflection it happens in the Swagger here. So it says definitely there is a response code. It found it in the database. So instantly it create the pet ID and pet name. It's saved in the database. Now from here, when I'm trying to pull the same name, right? So do it. So if you make it 298, right, and try to execute it, no, so nothing is there. There is no pet which is available which has the ID of 299, 298. But again, if I change it to 299 and if I click on execute, then definitely the horse it is there, right? So this is called kind of like uh, the real-time API calls, where until so first we need to create it. So create means what? Let's say again here when I'm placing an order. So I'm placing an order in any. I was giving an example of Amazon, right? So here I'm placing an order and the order number is 299, right? So then how exactly it works? Now let's say you want to call to the customer care. Okay, so you are calling to the Amazon customer care and you're saying that, can you please check my latest order with my ID. So from your user ID they can check that your latest order and the order number is 299. So from this order number they can able to execute, I mean the pull the content. Okay, so with 299 order you purchase one let's say one book, one t-shirt, one mobile, or one this. So these four orders. Now you are saying that I'd like to cancel. So now all these things it happens in UI itself. But just giving an example that you can request them. Okay, can you please cancel the T-shirt that I don't want to purchase it. So what they will do then again they will do a kind of put call. So put call means you are editing on top of any particular like order. Okay, so that is called kind of. So when I'll give the main like a course, that time definitely all these things I will explain it, but to just giving an example. Now this is okay, creation of the one pet, and so just interaction I'm showing you now. Okay, I think it would be good if you can ask the questions. um, can you go for question answer session now? Hello. Rishika, you are there? Hello. Yes, post method we always use to create the resource, correct, Aman? Yeah. Post method we use to create the resource. Get method we use to, let's say you are creating an account in Facebook. that is called a post call. You are creating an account in Facebook, that is called a post call. So once your account is created, then again you are login to the let's say Facebook, that is called what? So that is also kind of yeah, that is a get call, we can say. So it depends actually how developer they develop it. Okay, but and the parameter which you are passing for this get call, that is like user ID and password. Based on that, if you are giving proper user ID and password, it will return you. So post call is for creating the content, get call is for displaying or viewing the content. Okay, put call is put and patch, both are kind of editing. Okay, so for editing purpose we use it. So mainly even in our course content also, this kind of four different types of API services will cover. Okay, rest all maybe developer standpoint, they have even in real time also, I never have seen or tested any services beyond this 4 5. Okay, everything is on top of it. Rishika, you are there? Yeah, anyone from DevLabs? For question answer, need to unmute the participants. Dust post method, return both. Yeah, it depends on, see, the if it is success, yeah, definitely. So 200 201. It depends on how developer they develop the services. Okay, why you are not using Postman? Because it's a automation, right? So for automation, yeah, Postman we can use it. Okay, so um, here this the main focus, it will be based on the automation, right? Rishika, you are there?
Yeah, Mithun?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, would you
Yeah,
please
yeah.
unmute the participants for question
Yeah, yeah.
answers?
I was speaking on mute actually. Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing that. Just a moment.
Okay. Now one by one they can ask question. What is
So
the
guys, I have unmuted yourself and now you guys can unmute yourself and you can ask questions one by one.
Hello, this is Javier.
Yeah, hi Javier. Hi Javier.
Um, hey, so I just wanted to ask, what is like the best the best way that you can recommend to learn REST Azure? And well, that's one question. Another one is there any specific design pattern for REST Azure that is recommended in the market? Maybe.
Actually, a lot of background noise is coming.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Give me one sec.
yeah, your voice is
Sorry.
not. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Now it is.
can you hear me
Mhm.
better?
Yeah, yeah, better.
Uh, Sorry, that they were two questions. So the
Mm.
first one is there any like any recommendation to start learning REST Azure, like any specific course or something like that? And the second one is there any specific design pattern that is recommended in the market for making a REST Azure framework?
Okay, so first one is that rest assured, as I said, that it's a kind of open source, okay, which is present in the market, and it is Java oriented. Okay, so when let's say you want to switch your project or you want to switch to some company, right? So if you say that I know rest assured with Java, then definitely the scope will be larger. So that is why kind of recommendation we are giving, that definitely that go with the rest assured. So that is why the this kind of particular library we have chosen for it. Now the pattern, second question is the pattern or structure you are saying that. So rest assured, it's a library, right? So this library with Java directly you cannot use it, so definitely you have to go with some kind of framework. So that is why we are saying that framework we have to use, either you have to go for like TestNG framework, or you have to go with that Cucumber framework. Now let's say you are rigid, you say that no, I don't want to go for any particular framework, I just want to go with normal rest assured and Java. Yeah, very well, people can go with that without using any kind of third party like structure, the structure you're saying. So you can go with normal like rest assured and Java. So yeah, so am I able to answer your question?
Yeah, I guess it was like maybe I don't know because I have heard a lot of like most well when I heard about researcher and Java, I know they use it, but they don't. I don't know. Like let's say for example, let's say Selenium and Java, they both you can use it just like that, but there is a design pattern, right? Like
Hmm.
the page object model. So is there something similar? Because there's you can build a framework just for API calls, right? And most of the companies, as far as I understand, they use it like that. They have their own framework for the UI testing and their own framework for API testing. And the
Hmm.
API testing, when they use it, it is just for it is just the REST Assured framework, right? With Java, obviously. Well, in this case, in some cases for Java.
Right.
And I just wanted to know if there any pattern framework that is recommended to use in REST Assured with REST Assured and Java.
Yeah, testing. See, so page object model is what? So page object model, when you say saying page object model, right? So element. Now let's say you're automating any application, you have to store the ID, XPath, or lots of element that you are storing, right? But in API there is no element that you are storing. So in API only the body parameter. Here details are very limited and not that wider. Web automation is huge. Web automation, there are many things that that needs to be taken care. So customer is recommending you, okay, so JVR, you execute this scenario in Chrome browser. Customer is recommending, okay, JVR, you execute this in Firefox browser. But in API, what you have? Nothing. So you have to just go for get, post, put, and delete call. That's it. So there is no UI, right? So just you have to this four requests, you have to hit it, and you have to check that whether the response, the correct data is coming or not, and you are getting 200 response code or not. That's it. And if you're doing any negative testing, it should be 400, 404, that this kind of error. What else? So UI is very wider. UI is different. UI has lot of things, but in API there are limited things that you have to know and you have to implement it. That is why. So if you think it in a very wider manner, in API it is not at all applicable. In API, very simple and small, in small kind of architecture, you can able to achieve a very like all kind of entire module whichever customer is giving to you. But that cannot be achieved in UI, because in UI the space is very big, large.
Okay.
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 Yeah,
Got it.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome. Any other question? Please ask question.
Hi.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, this is Lavanya.
Yeah, 11. Yeah.
So you will be using Rest Assured with what? In which tool you'll be using? Is it Selenium or something else new?
No, no. Why Selenium? Selenium, when you are talking about Selenium, it's a UI. Here, this course content is not UI specific. This course content is only API specific.
Only
Only,
API. Okay.
yeah, middle layer specific. Yeah. So if you need kind of UI, then I think you have to talk to the like the team and all. But this particular webinar, we are mainly focusing on the middle layer. Okay. So
Okay.
the API. So in API, you don't need Selenium. So now, okay. So you can
But
see
you'll
my
be using Eclipse and Rest Assured, correct?
Yeah, so Eclipse
Oh,
I will be using IntelliJ because
okay, okay.
I'll never recommend anyone to use Eclipse because Eclipse is backdated. Nowadays IntelliJ is like when you are learning technology, right? So better learn the latest technology. Why to
So
still be
is it an open source tool or will
yeah,
you
yeah,
have to pay for it?
No, 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 it's open source. So
Okay,
see
okay.
where yeah in so here, so it's a Maven project. I can show you that exactly where rest assured plays. So it's just we need to add the dependency. Okay, so see
Got
this
it.
is rest assured. That's it.
Right, right.
Just you need to. So that is why rest assured is not a tool, but someone says that Postman, right? So POST, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So Postman has one UI, so it's a tool. Postman you
Okay,
can see it, but you rest assured you cannot see it. It's a library. So just those libraries,
understood.
just yeah, you need to use it. Correct.
Got it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Next question.
Yeah, I'm just asking you. I'm using the Postman with Newman for
Newman.
automation.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
Newman. Okay.
for automation.
Command prompt
So
you are running
why?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So why we are using the array here? Why we not use the Postman with the Newman?
Okay, it's a very good question. That because it is much more faster and user friendly. Let's say I can give an example. Create pet. So here I am creating a pet, right? So just in this
Yeah.
code. So let's say I want
Okay.
to create 1,000 pet ID. So I'm just giving an example. 1,000 pet ID, right? So I can trim this particular program in front of you. Let's say for int I is equal to 1, not 1. Let's say I'm starting with 300. Okay. So I less than, let's say 399. You can keep it, and I plus plus, and complete the for loop here. Okay, so pet id and pet name. Okay, so I'm creating some let's say pet name. Again these two, let's say copy it and paste it below. So pet id is nothing but okay, we need to pass it in terms of string, right? Mm, so definitely you can do it. String dot value of integer, right? So make it I, and pet name, just give some random number, let's say ABCD. Okay, plus, or make we can make it like yeah, plus, then in double quotes make it an underscore, and again make it a plus, and let's say the same value of this one, so that in every iteration it will change it, right? Yeah. So now if I run this code, I'm not running it, or let's say I can run it. Okay. So 99 pet ID I can create, okay, in just fraction of minute. Now you are using Newman and Postman, right? So
Yes.
how easy it is to change and do 100 pet ID? So can we do it that easy way?
Actually, I have no idea. That's why I'm asking you.
Oh, okay, okay. No. So here 100 pet ID I can create in fraction of second. Okay, but in Postman it is not that easy. You have to change it, go. Okay, so nothing is kind of like double click and do the things. Okay, so
Okay.
it is, yeah, much more easier actually.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other question?
Yeah, hi Mithun. Good evening. This is
Yeah,
Madhu.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
actually during the session you mentioned that for editing purpose we will use put call and one more call. I missed
patch
it.
call,
Could you
patch,
please?
put and patch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. One more question.
Mm-hmm.
Where we use the patch and where we use the put.
Yeah, it depends actually. So how big content actually you are going to like change it based on that actually it works. Okay. So mostly patch you will not be using that. I can say mostly put you will be using.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, that is the thing. So put is the method of modifying resource where the client sends data that updates the entire resource. Okay. So when the entire resource you are changing, and when part of the something you are changing, modifying. So for that case, patch you'll be using. But patch mostly that is what I said, that very rarely. I or maybe one time with one customer I remember I used it, but mostly put I even put also very rare, mainly get and post and delete if requires. Yeah. Okay. My question is how much you are good in Java. So here, how much you are good in Java? If I rate, let's say out of 10, can you rate? Just give a random some rate out of 10. Yeah, you can unmute and say that you rate
It's a 6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am just 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I consider myself a 6 as well.
Okay. So, my question, let's say there is some data which is present in the Excel sheet. Have you ever done reading those data? It's a very common question, right? So, let's say mm, some data. It is so. How can you read some data using Java? Any idea?
There's a library called Apache Boy. I believe that you
Correct.
can use it.
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. So see, this is what we can understand that someone has worked on something or not. So definitely when I heard the term that Apache POI jar or library, so definitely I can understand that definitely he has worked on reading the data or writing the data, right? So yeah, good. So at least we suddenly something is coming to my mind. I have to learn this, but um, if you know some basic of that, right, then it will be easy for you to definitely jump into it and understand it. Otherwise, definitely nothing is impossible. Then you have to do more hard work. Like so, I have seen I have like on Selenium, I have taken more than 100 classes. Okay, so from 2010, I'm taking classes on Selenium. More than 100 sessions I have taken. I have seen people like very confident on first day, second day, third day, but day by day, when more content are getting added, right, they are getting frustrated. Why? The problem is that they are not practicing the same thing, right? The content during the in between the two sessions. So today, if I'm teaching something that TestNG basics, definitely make sure that you are spending 2 hours on top of the course. Then only next day you can able to understand something. Others next day, 2 days burden plus next day's burden. So for 2 days burden, it will add to your mind. Then again another problem. So it actually happens. So that is what I'm saying, that this is not kind of uh, very tough, I would say, or very easy also, I would say, but it's a practice because nothing is PPT driven. So so definitely we have prepared some PPT, but in the real time course, you can see that I do not have any PPT for, because everything is real time. Okay, next question.
Mithun,
Yeah,
just for
hi.
clarification,
Okay, no problem. Say one by one.
yeah. So you mentioned that we will use patch for a bigger update, right? So if we, I mean, editing and all, and put is for, I mean, small content of editing. Am
No,
I
no,
correct?
no, 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 no.
Uh,
Put method when data that updates the entire resource. For put, for that we use
Okay, it's vice versa, right?
partial
Is it?
data. Yeah, partial data actually.
Yeah.
For partial data, patch we use.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, hi Mithun. Can we go with the Python language for API automation testing career? Like as well, if we as a manual tester we are working and we want to jump to automation, we have to command in one language, either Java or Python. So if we choose a Python, yeah, right, automation is possible. But what's the scope for API automation testing with Python as per market
Actually,
demand?
API testing in Python, there is no good library you can find in the market. Tell me one good tool or any good library which is present. One is request, I know in Python, but other than that, but request is also very bad, I would say. There is no good library you can find for API testing using Python. Python with Selenium is very good, because even if someone asks me that I want to learn Python with Selenium with Java, but I would recommend go for Python with Selenium. Even mobile automation using Appium also, I would recommend go for Python, because I have seen that it is very good compared to Java. But for API automation, actually, Java has very nice libraries. Okay, so
Yeah,
for if
like
you want to
rest
yeah,
assured. Mhm.
rest assured, not like rest assured, even if you want to learn codeless automation, like Karate is also another very nice okay, let me show you. Wait, I just finished, yeah, Karate framework. We had one session. Okay, um, see, this is how there is no coding required. Okay, nothing is required for this. See, this is one automation for regression. Okay, so for Google testing. So given, okay, URL. So this is the URL you are hitting when method is get and status is 200 and response type is a string, the response which you are getting, right? So once we hit the Google URL, so it's a string, and assert response time, so just giving some response time less than 2000, and print the response, and then match that in the response the title Google is present or not. That's it. This line can test your Google application. Just think about it. No coding is required. So this is for codeless automation. So this is also totally based on, I think, Java based libraries it has. Like rest assured, you have to write code to test Google, but here you don't need to write any code. Just this feature file can solve your issues. That's it.
Uh,
So post call create. So yeah, so this is also kind of any pet creation, right? So see, all are feature file driven. So there is no code which is present for this. So this for character framework. Okay.
yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next question. One
Mithun,
thing.
like, so you,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, no, no. Yeah. Continue your question. I'm
Yeah.
listening.
So what? Yeah, yeah. So, like, I'm not, I don't even basics in karate framework, but after seeing your code, I mean, your future file, right? You
Mm-hmm.
will call in a,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Cucumber and
Mm-hmm.
so here you mentioned that given URL, like for Google testing, right?
Right.
So see, you will give in different like words, right? Statements, right? I will give in different words. Like see, when method gets status code. So do we have any specific language? See, if you take 19 line, then status. See, I will give then status code 200. But you
No,
given
no, no, no,
status
no.
200, right?
No, no.
No,
This is what you
no.
have to mention. No,
How it will work?
no. This is what. So given URL. So maybe this URL, right? So
Yeah,
method is. So if you write is, no, it will not work.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
So no, you have to.
yeah, that's what I
No, this is proper command. You have to write it. Otherwise, it will not work. That is why you can see the color changes, right? So contains. So if you write instead of contains contain, it will not work. See error. You have to write proper word.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Nitin.
Yeah. Even UI automation is also possible. Say Google UI automation. So Karate you can see the result also. It has very nice reporting. Okay. But anyway, this seminar is on rest assured, but just showing you that codeless, if you want to go with, then this is what we have it. Open with the browser, yeah, Chrome. So this is what the reporting it generates. Okay, how many pass, how many fail, date, time. Okay, everything you can get it here. So screenshot also it can capture. See the screenshot.
For that also, you mentioned any, I mean, specific command in the future file to get
Yeah.
the, I mean, to take the screenshot.
Right. This is the command, right? This is UI automation using Karate. So using Karate, you can do UI automation also front end without any code. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Nitin.
Yeah. No problem. Any other question?
Yeah, I'm good. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so what I wanted to say, so before you are asking this question, that if you know Java, then this course curriculum it will be like smooth for you. At least basic concept that encapsulation is not required for that. At least what is a constructor? Okay, what is like why float, why integer, what is string, how to convert string to integer. Just now I show you. So see how I'm convert. We cannot add. So it's a string type in the left side, right? In the right side this is an integer, so int I, so I cannot we cannot compare like this, okay, or assign the value like this. So that is why I need to first change the value of I to string, then I can assign it to pet id. So this kind of just a for loop. So how this for loop works, okay, so it will start from 300, then it will change to 301, then to like that the loop for loop it will rotate, if else condition. So the very basics, okay, so that we need to understand. If you know it, then it will be very smooth. If you don't know it, then definitely you need to practice it a lot. Okay. Okay, if there is no other question, then definitely I think we are good.
Yeah. So thank
Yeah.
you, Mithun, for the wonderful session, and thank you everyone for joining the session. So we have already shared the coupon code with you over the chat window. If you guys, want to apply that code and want to enroll for the course by tomorrow itself, if you decide to, go for the course, you can check it on our website and you can use that coupon. There is a 10% instant discount for the same. Also, if you don't want to enroll, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get the updates on the upcoming webinars and also the previous webinars which we've already conducted. So you get the information from that and you can go through the webinars which we have already uploaded the recordings over there in the YouTube channel. Secondly, you can subscribe to our LinkedIn page. You can follow our LinkedIn page wherein we keep on posting the updates for the upcoming events which are being conducted by our company. So this is what I want to say. And thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody
One
for
last
joining this
question.
session. Have a nice day. Yeah.
Can we
Please,
get
please
this
go ahead.
recording?
Yeah, you can access this recording from our YouTube channel.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
This will be uploaded on our YouTube channel within 48 hours of time.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.